These are the only foods the teenager from Bristol has eaten. Chips, crisps, white bread, sausages and processed ham. A restrictive diet that lacks so many essential vitamins. By the age of 17, he was going deaf and blind.
It's not as if the family didn't try to introduce fruit and vegetables.
He was referred to the Bristol Eye Hospital, but by then the damage was permanent.
When he told us about his diet and his history of having had vitamin B12 deficiency when he was 14 was a clue that he may have problems with his diet. We realised straight away that his visual problems were due to his poor nutrition.
The teenager was found to be low in vitamin B12, which can be found in fish, meat and dairy. He also had a markedly reduced bone mineral density and vitamin D level, found in fatty fish like salmon, also in cheese and egg yolks. And he was lacking other important minerals such as copper and selenium found in nuts and leafy greens. Neither he nor his family knew the damage his diet was doing until it was too late. The links between a poor diet and things like cardiovascular disease and obesity are relatively well known. What's less known is you could find yourself here in an eye hospital. If caught early enough, the damage to eyes can be reversed, but if left untreated, it can lead to permanent blindness. The teenager, who's now 19, is being treated for a possible eating disorder. Nutritionist Anna Mapson works with parents who have children who are fussy eaters.
I would advise parents to try different methods of getting food in. So sometimes it could be about giving a smoothie with like hidden vegetables in and fruits. Could be putting vegetables into cake. Sometimes that can work. And keep on offering it, because we also know that children, and when they're babies, take between 8 and 10 times to try a food before it will be accepted. So often we give up too soon.
Most parents know it isn't always easy to persuade children and teenagers to eat healthily. Although extreme, this case highlights the potential long-term consequences of a poor diet.
This little boy died after someone at his preschool gave him a grilled cheese sandwich. It happened despite them knowing and having documented that he has a severe allergy to dairy, according to the crowd fundraising website GoFundMe. 3-year-old Elijah went into shock and was rushed to the hospital where he died. The health department has shut down the school so it can examine whether the facility could have done something different to prevent this tragedy. The New York City school is now conducting its own investigation into how this happened. Elijah was a brother to 5-year-old Sebastian. Some of the money raised on GoFundMe will go towards grief counseling. 18-year-old's parents told doctors at a hospital in India that the boy had complained of pain in his groin for about a week. He also suffered from seizures and swelling over his eye. Despite treatment, the teen died 2 weeks later. The condition, called neurocystic cercosis, comes from accidentally ingesting a form of tapeworm. The risk is low in the U.S.
In the US, it's very uncommon. It is not endemic here. It's more endemic in other parts of the world like India, Asia, Latin America. And the cases that do occur in the US are typically from either immigrants or people who have traveled and become infected and then come back and infect others that are around them.
Dr. Bridget Dowd, a pediatric gastroenterologist, recommends making sure your meat is cooked. Don't eat it raw or extra rare. However, medium rare is generally okay, she says.
For a whole cut of either beef or pork, you should be cooking it to at least 145 degrees.
You are your own doctor, the best one. The kitchen is the best hospital. The best medicine is food. There is something that would be gone forever if you throw it away. And that is life. One of the richest men in Asia, Jack Ma, once spoke of an anecdote. If you put a banana in a stack of cash in front of a monkey, it would choose the banana because it doesn't know that money can buy lots of bananas. Today, when we put wealth and health in front of people, many choose wealth, surprisingly. But did you know? You can't buy health even with all the money in the world. People ruin their lives by the misconceptions they have. And by the time they enter the operating room, they have an epiphany. Nothing is more valuable than health. Wealth with health is an asset. Wealth without health is an inheritance. Most people spend the remainder of their lives depleting their life savings, but in the end, they still can't buy health. What's even sadder is, they leave a massive mountain of debt upon death, burdening their loved ones and posterity. Would you resign yourself to a fate like this? You may think that you are perfectly healthy right now, but the collective experience of human society has taught us death doesn't make an appointment. Just because you feel strong today doesn't mean that you'll still be strong 10 years later. Many deadly chronic diseases begin to develop from the slightest damages. Today, you still have a chance to prevent them. So why not save a pound of cure with an ounce of prevention? If you don't pay attention to healthcare today, you are destined to pay your healthcare bills someday. 80% of those who don't invest in healthcare will spend all their life savings in the last few years of their lives in the hospital and leave this world in pain and sickness. In this world, 95% of the population die from illness. Only 5% die from natural causes. Don't think that it'll never happen to you. Don't be blindly optimistic. You have to know, many patients lying in hospitals today had those kinds of attitudes when they were young. Health is so essential to us. We must be careful not to go beyond the point of no return, not only inflicting pain upon ourselves, but also burdening our family and children whom we love, forcing them to spend time and money on a patient. Do you want to spend the last half of your life bedbound? Or do you want to be like Dr. Mahathir, who was elected Prime Minister at the age of 93? Your destiny depends on your decisions.